So welcome back. This is part 2 out of 3. And we are in Wroughton. And we're just about to get back on the road. I was very silly and I actually deleted this video by mistake, the first person vision, so I've had to recreate it from the 360, but as you can see, I have managed to recreate it. I deleted it by mistake. What a silly secret vault. So we're heading down to the Wroughton High Street, and we're going to head back towards Avebury and then try and cut across from Avebury to Bishop's Cannings via the countryside route, which is not as easy as it sounds. As you can see, the rain is getting on the lens, which is a bit of a pain, but what can you do? Apart from stop every 3 minutes and clean the lens, which is not something I thought about because you can't tell how much rain is on the lens, but yeah. Yeah, looked like they went across then, but maybe not. So yeah, Wroughton with the shutdown co-op on the left and the nice chip shop on the right. And as you go up the hill towards the top, you come to the Science Museum, which keeps its larger exhibits, which it cannot keep in London. It keeps the larger exhibits like tanks and aircraft. It keeps them at Wroughton, but unfortunately it's not open to the public. So we'll go and see that in a minute. And also the old airbase at Wroughton is where they filmed the Grand Tour. When they used to race around the circuit track in the Grand Tour, it was actually at Wroughton Airfield. We keep hearing rumours of underground tunnels beneath the airbase, but we have yet to find anybody who has shown us a tunnel entrance. So if you know where the tunnel entrance is, we would like to hear from you. You get an unparalleled view over Swindon here on this hill, which is off to the right, and you can often see a lot more here than you can from anywhere in Swindon. So this is the best vantage point. There's a car park pull-in here on the right, and that's the best place to have a look at Swindon. Not that Swindon is anything to write home about, but on the left you can see one of the hangars, and we'll be turning in a minute, and this is the entrance to the Wroughton Airfield, which is no longer an airfield. It's mostly taken up now by solar panels. and this is a little back road which takes you to a dead end, and the dead end has a water reservoir there. I had a funny encounter when I was flying my drone over this reservoir, because I saw two people engaged in what could be described as a lewd act in open air. Yeah, it is on the channel if you want to go and have a look. I probably could put a bit of footage in here, but yeah, my last video got flagged as unsuitable because of it. Yeah, they were noshing each other off. Unbelievable. Disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, and when they spotted my drone, they stopped what they were doing, and then oh yes, I'm going to clean my lens now, folks. Yeah, I am going to turn it off. Here we go. Now nice and clean, no rain on the lens for about 5 minutes. Looks like a byway path, but not something I'd like to drive the motorbike over, possibly because it's on the edge of a farmer's field. And my leggings had risen up, so I'm just pulling my leggings down because I was quite cold. Oh, another. And here on the right you can see the entrance to the Rawton airfield, which is secured 24/7, so you ain't going to get in to have a look at those exhibits, unfortunately. So I wondered if there was a way to cut across country, but as there's not, we'll have to take the road back. So this is the road from Rawton to Avebury. Yes, as you can see, I've got terminal inability to cancel my indicators, but yeah, there we go. I have driven along this road many a time, going from Devizes to Swindon. This is the slightly quicker route that avoids Marlborough. Marlborough can get a bit chocked up with traffic, so this is the easier route. That road on the left will take you to the back side of Rawton, which is where the barrier was that I couldn't get out of earlier on. So if you watch video 1 and you see me come to a barrier and I have to turn around, that road to the left takes you to that barrier. This road is known as a bit of a speeder's paradise because no names mentioned, but somebody said, oh yes, I like to get up to about 140 coming down here. Of course I wouldn't be doing any sort of speed like that on this bike. Maximum speed on this bike is about 80 miles an hour, but I won't be doing that. Even though it looks like I'm going quite fast, I'm probably only doing about 60 miles an hour here. And the Ridgeway that we've been driving along is all on the left hand side of us now, so obviously we're speeding back at quite a speed, but the Ridgeway that we've just been coming along, which you saw in part 1, is all down the left hand side, those hills with the trees on that you can see. That's where we've just been coming along in part 1, obviously coming in the other direction. We're about level. On the left hand side is the Hackpen Hill White Horse, so that would be about level with us now on the left hand side. And there is a bus which comes from Swindon to Devizes that stops in Avebury. So you saw one of the bus stops just then. So if you want to go and see Avebury and you can get to Swindon on the train, you can get a bus directly to Avebury. Well worth a look. Nice little day trip out. We got the chicanes coming up. Nice right hand and a big left hand. Oh my god, it's one of those farmers getting paid to trim the edges of the road and just wreck all the hedges. Well done, Mr. Farmer. Yeah, somebody's paying you to do it. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, well done. just coming up on the outskirts of Avebury now. And Avebury used to have a garage, used to have a petrol station, but it didn't do an awful lot of business and it shut down. They knocked it down and turned it into a house. And behind it is a rare little treat because they have a mobile home park. And on the left of us now is the gourmet goat farm, which they breed goats to use for food. So lots of little goats running around the field, completely unaware of their fate that is to come. But it's quite interesting because all the houses in Avebury are extremely expensive and very few people can afford to live in Avebury in a house. But strangely enough, as I say, behind where the garage used to be, which is just coming up on the left hand side now, is a mobile home park. A caravan park, but static caravans. So that house on the left now is where the garage used to be. And there used to be, I believe, at least 2, maybe 3 garages dotted around Avebury, but they've all since gone. So I'm just going to take you in and show you the little static caravan park, which really can't be seen from the road. It's amazing to think that you've got millionaire houses in Avebury, and then you've got static caravan park hidden on the back of Avebury. Quite amazing, really. That's why I thought I'd show it to you. I mean, it's quite exclusive when you say I live next to a very famous stone circle such as Avebury. We've got double and triple static caravans all sandwiched together, making one basically like a large size bungalow. Mr. Gardener's like, what are you doing up here then? I'm just being nosy, mate. Just being nosy, that's what we do. We're urbexers, we're just nosy. And that house on the right used to be where the garage was. Now they don't let you go in this road that I'm just about to take on the right. They do not let you go in it. It's off limits, but of course off limits equals yes, let's go and have a look. No public access, which means yes, let's get down there. Now Avebury has a bit of a history of closing its public toilets. The public toilets that are in easy view, they close them at night, and they tell people that these toilets on the left hand side are left open, and they're not. They lie to people because they're not. They're locked at night as well. So yeah, this has been a big bone of contention with people who come to Avebury, because if you can't find somewhere to go to the toilet, what do you think people do? Yeah. And then people complain, then they go, oh, somebody's been shitting out by the stones. And it's like, yeah, well, National Trust, why don't you keep the toilets open at night? Oh no, they can't do that though. That would be being friendly. No, we can't do that. We can't leave the toilets open at night, so we've got to lock all the toilets. And then yeah, well, much like the sheep that shit next to the stones, I think other people shit next to the stones as well. Go figure. Doesn't take a brainiac to work out how to fix that problem, but National Trust don't seem interested. So here we are, we've got some of the outer circle now of Avebury, the stones on the right. And that's the Red Lion pub, the white building on the right. It's a nice pub, get some nice food in there, fairly cheap. And we're actually driving on the road through a stone circle, because the stone circle is all around us. And you can see some more of the stones there on the left and right. I do like Avebury, it's really nice. If you haven't seen it, check it out, it's good. So now we're going to cut across down what's known as the Avebury Avenue, and the stones are on the right hand side of us as we go along. There's a couple on the left, but most are on the right, as you can see there. Stone, 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 left hand stone, right hand stone, right hand stones, right hand stone, right hand stone, right hand stone, more stones, more stones, more stones. And this forms the snake, the tail of the snake, because Avebury is actually the belly of a snake. So that big stone circle is the belly, and what we're driving along now is the tail of the snake. One final stone, one on the left as well. And the Ridgeway, where it normally starts, is up where those trees are on the most left hand side. So just going out of view now, that's where the Ridgeway would start, the trackway, and it's open in the summer, but it's not normally open for vehicle traffic in the winter, unless of course you are TheSecretVault. But now we're going to try and see whether we can get on the cross-country route, which is here on the left. Oh yeah, we just passed those little yellow markers that we saw on each side of the road, signify the strategic oil pipeline which goes underground at that point. So it would have gone across to RF Lynham, but it's going across country there, and those little marker posts were the strategic oil pipeline which pipes diesel, jet fuel, gas and petrol. If anybody doesn't know what the strategic oil pipeline is, check it out, because it goes all the way along the UK. So you can come up this trackway as far as it goes until it becomes a little bit off-road, and there's nothing to stop you driving up here, but you won't be able to get all the way. For that you require minimum four-wheel drive, or preferably a bike. so we're going to have to head off to the right in a bit. But the road does also go to the left, but it's blocked, so I'm not quite sure how far you could get if you went left, but historically I've always gone to the right, and I've actually worked my way across, depending on which gates are open or closed. How lucky you are. There's a few ways left. But we're heading off to the right. So that hill you can see in front of us is the largest hill in Wiltshire, and it overlooks everything. So if you're on the top of that hill, you can see down on top of everything in Wiltshire. It's known as Milk Hill. I'd like to get up there, but it's got some challenges in terms of locked gates and various other things, but it would be nice to get up there if we could get through some of those gates. That's all Milk Hill in front of us. And on the other side of that is the Vale of Alton Barnes. So the Vale of Pewsey and Alton Barnes. And it's actually got a white horse on the other side of the hill. You won't be seeing that today, but there is actually a white horse on the other side. We're starting to pick up a little bit of rain again. Thought we'd actually beat the rain, but it seems not. Now I'm not sure where this path to the left goes, so I'm going to investigate that one day. But we do go up there and find out that it's blocked. Yeah, how do you get up onto the main drag of the top of Milk Hill from this end? I don't know. Unless you've got Farmer's Gates open. It's not going to be an easy one. So I'll just show you that this is a dead end. It's got a gate blocking it, so you can't get there on a motorbike. Unless you want to push your bike underneath the gate, but not something I'm up for today. So this isn't the way I normally go, but I'm just wondering whether it would take you up onto the top of the hill. Unknown. Now this is a very convoluted route. You have to go in the wrong direction to get back in the right direction when you go on this route. But I've done it many times in the past, so I know it is possible, and we do manage to do it today. But you will have to watch part 3 to see the final bit. Looks like a camera. Looks like a little camera or something. Why would you have that there, sat in a post? Weird, huh? It's very slippy here. Not with the rain, so you've got to be a bit careful, which is why I'm not going full pelt. Those little beep sounds are the 360 camera telling me that it's changed file. It's like written one file and it's writing onto the next, I think. It's either that or it's sort of a warning that it's getting hot. Never really sure what those noises are, but that's why I normally stop my footage every 20 minutes. Because if I don't do that, then it can end up corrupting the files. So yeah, this path keeps going, but doesn't quite go where I want to, so we will end up doubling back on ourselves, but we eventually do find the sneaky route. So this is the route from Avebury to Bishop's Cannings, across country. I'm wondering if I go to the left, can I get up onto Mill Hill, but not quite, but we'll have a look anyway. There's a pathway that goes all the way from Oxford all the way to near Melksham, I think it is. And it's like an old road. Yes, the path is the Oxford to Avebury Ridgeway, which is officially known as Britain's oldest road, and it goes all the way across the tops of the hills to Avebury. So the Oxford to Avebury Ridgeway. And I'm just saying that I think that it could be the cut that cuts through and goes up onto the top of the hill. And Mill Hill will be up a little bit to our left now, the top of Mill Hill, but I'm wondering whether you can cut through and get from this up to Mill Hill, but we don't manage to do it from this direction. There is a way to do it from another direction, but not from these farmers' fields. Yeah, it's definitely a road less travelled. So I'm just wondering if this ends now, whether there's going to be a fence which stops us, and yeah, there is. We can't get any further. There's a fence. Yeah, there is definitely a track up there, but there's no way through. So you can't come up this way, unfortunately. Yeah, you'd have to you'd have to go through another farmer's field, and then you'd have to disconnect an electric fence to get up that that bit. But I'm just looking for the easy route, no messing around. So we've got to go back on ourselves, and this won't be the only time we go back on ourselves. So we're now facing back towards Avebury, so we are going back on ourselves. More bleeps from my camera, unknown bleeps. I'd love to know what those bleeps mean. So even though these paths are very untravelled and very few people have ever seen them, ancient man would have been walking across these hillsides to get from A to B. And because the Ridgeway was one of the big routes that people used to take, this would have been the types of hillside and the types of scenery that ancient man would have been seeing when he was walking, or she was walking. I don't think they had transgender back then, so he and she will have to do. But yeah, he and she were seeing this sort of landscape. So heading up the main paths again, just to see if we can cut through. Now, Avebury would be off at about 2 o'clock in the vision in front of us, so we're definitely above Avebury now, looking down. But can we go up the hill and get onto the tops of the hills? Can we get up there? Looks promising, doesn't it? This area is one of the most ancient settlements in the UK. This is where the most ancient settlement was found in the United Kingdom. So, because things like Stonehenge and Avebury were so important to ancient people, I just find it fascinating to think that these views that we're seeing here now are the views that ancient man would have seen when walking from Oxford to Avebury. This is the sort of landscape that they would have seen. These are the sorts of views, and it's a lovely countryside, rolling hills. It's lovely. So I'm wondering if we're going to be lucky. Yeah, my old landlord Bob Frierson used to know that I used to ride my bike up here, and he owned a certain part of the land a little bit of the way, but he didn't own it quite this far. So yeah, this is not on my ex-farmer's landlord, my ex-landlord farmer's land. This is just beyond it. And the computer says no. 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 Not allowed. Not allowed. So, have to try another route. Oh my god. What's the point in closing those gates if you haven't got cattle in the field? What is the point? But there we go. Get off my land. Don't want you up here. You're not allowed. Lock the gates. Lock them. But these are the views that ancient man would have been seeing when walking 10,000 years ago. Walking around looking for where they were going. This would have been the landscape they were looking at. But ooh, is there a hole in the fence? Ooh, is there a hole in the fence? Well, it would give us access, but we'd actually be running up the edge of a farmer's field where he's actually got crops growing right up to the edge. So, yeah. It's tempting, but naughty. So, if you've got a pathway along the edge of the field, it's not so bad. But that is a little bit pushing it, really. So yeah, the real road we want is a bit further down and along. So this isn't quite where I want. It's been probably about 10 years since I've driven up here to find this area, so I'm kind of remembering some of this now, but it's not quite where we want to be. Now Avebury would be about 11 o'clock view in front of us. Yeah, straight ahead. Oh, that hill in front of us at about between 12 and 11 o'clock is the Ridgeway that we went up in part 1. So that hill all the way to where it drops off is where we went along in part 1. So we're heading pretty much straight back towards Avebury now, straight line. So you can see on the left hand side, well, it's directly in the middle, you can actually see the main road that goes from Avebury to Devizes. But we're not going to go as far as that. We're cutting through the countryside before that. So I'm starting to think whether we're going to have to go all the way back as far as the barns and then take a different route, but in fact we don't have to. So that's what I'm talking about there in the video. Yeah, we still managed to find a sneaky way. That road on the right is where we came in, so now we're doubling back on ourselves now, but on a different road. I'm just wondering whether we can get across the field, but it's cheeky going directly across a field. It is a bit cheeky. Doesn't matter so much in the winter when there's nothing growing there, but yeah, it's one of those you get told off if you get caught. Hey, sheepy sheeps. Oh, there's a way to cut through there. Oh yeah, we cut through onto another track. Yes, baby. Now we're on a different farmer's track, different area. Where can we go? I'm wondering whether or not I should cut across here or just keep going across the track. Now we're heading directly towards the main road, which intersects us going left to right, but it's a way off, it's a long way off, but we are heading across country more towards parallel with the main road. But where there's a will, there's a way. We will get there, we will get there. Now that hill you can see on the left hand side, behind that hill is the Cheryl Monument, that very large obelisk. That's the Cheryl Monument. So it's up behind that hill. Now there's a proper track on the right, but how do I get to it? Because there's a fence in the way. But where there are fences, there are holes in the fences. So let's looking now to see if we can find a hole in the fence. And hey, what do we have here? The fence is pretty low there. Any better one a bit further up? Is there any better way through? Oh. There's a few barbed wires, so I've just got to take my chances here. This is maybe where I actually got a barb in my tyre, which broke my front tyre. Now I've got that special sealant stuff in there, but this is what you have to be like, I'm taking a chance here because I might be sticking my tyre on a barb. But here we go, here we go, here we go. Straight through. Look at this. Where there's a willy, there's a way. Where there's a willy, there's a Savile. Tasty. See that little hill in the distance? That's Silbury Hill. That's Silbury Hill. So in terms of how much we've had to come back on ourselves, we've come back quite a way, because we're practically at Avebury at this point. So now we're working up a different route. So we have had to come back quite a way, but I reckon if I need to, I'll be able to find this route again quite easily now. Quite interesting, some old barns just left to rot because farmer doesn't need it anymore. No, farmer just builds new things now, doesn't need old things, just build them and leave them behind and then just build new ones. You see? So why should farmers be allowed to build new things when they leave old things behind, is my question. I was wondering if you could get up this way, but maybe. But I'm gonna say possibly better to just be cutting across country rather than trying to get back to where we were just a minute ago, which would be. So we need to keep cutting east. Oh, the road gets quite nice now. Right on this high brow here, you've got a transmitter site, which looks like it's probably transmitting for the waterboard. I imagine that this is a repeater site for the waterboard. Yeah, pointing in many different directions to different reservoirs. Now we're heading down to Beckhampton, and Silbury Hill is at about 2 o'clock now. You can see it just poking out from behind the hill. Silbury Hill is there. Now it's starting to show itself. There you go, Silbury Hill on the right hand side. And Avebury is just behind Silbury Hill, so we've come back on ourselves quite a way, but we definitely need to be cutting onto this cross-country track, and I can't quite remember where it is, but I've got an idea. I've got an idea of where it is, but it's been a while. You never can be sure which gates are going to be open and which gates are going to be closed. Oh, see that little post that went past, that little orange post? That was the underground military pipeline. Again. So now, danger territory. We're going into a farmer's yard. Uh-oh. Hello, cows. So we're on a farmer's track that's closed off. So we're where they don't expect us to be right now. Look at that nice house they got. Look at that nice house. Yeah, right. Farmers tell you got no money. Farmers say they got no money. Look at this. Look at all this lot. Look at all this. Yeah, farmers got no money. Poor farmer. Look at all these buildings. Yeah, they got no money at all. Look at it all. So, can I get out this way? So I don't want to get trapped. Am I going to be able to... Oh, no. 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 It's an electronic gate. But it does have a little beam pass thing. So it's got a little beam splitter. So I wonder if I push my bike in front of the beam splitter, it'll open up. No. No, it doesn't. Oh shit, what am I going to do now? So close to getting out. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Look at this, folks. This is where a bike works really well and a car doesn't. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. What do you reckon then? In 2 weeks' time, there'll be a fence up there. They'll be putting a fence up there. Be watching this video and they'll be like, right, get a fence up. See, they got no money, but I bet you there'll be a fence up there in 2 weeks' time. Butthurt farmers. Thou shalt not ride on my land.com. Thou shalt not go on my land, even though I have loads and loads and loads of things on my land, and actually I am rolling around in money. But thou shalt not go on my land. Oh dear. Oh, that's a dead end. Just goes to a house. But I did spot something. I spotted a track. I spotted a secret track. Hang on. Let's get up this secret track. Here we go. Look at that. Secret track. I'll have some of that, thank you very much. Where does this go? It's a shitty, horrible track, but some people live up here. Yeah, a couple of houses, look. Could be farmers' houses. Oh, there was one of those little orange posts just went past. That was the underground military pipeline. Again, just past it again for the sharp-eyed that spotted that. Right, now, would it be worth going across to the right or straight across and cut across? I'm going to go for the straight down and cut across. We're looking now for an entry that doesn't have a gate. And this is full of ruts, so this is quite hard driving along here because it's really rutted out. Can you see about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the farm that's there? It's where the trees are. There's a farm there, but I know if you can get as far as that, you're pretty much on the really easy last bit. So if I can get over from this track onto that other farmer's track, I'm in business. So, and this is really slippery, really slippery and rutted. Yeah, sorry about the rain on the lens, it's just occupational hazard. Can we get in there? No, no. There's a track there, but how do I get to it? Yeah, there's fences in the way. So directly in front of us you can see Milk Hill. That's the highest hill in Wiltshire. You can see it from back here quite well. You can definitely tell that that is Milk Hill, the highest hill in Wiltshire. Yep, slippy slidey. Slippy slidey. So that on the right seems to be the way I need to go, but how do I get to it? If I keep going, will there be a hole in the fence? There's always a hole in the fence. The doors are always open. You just gotta be persistent, and you'll find the weak spot. Just gotta keep going and find the weak spot, folks. The fences are down, but you know, not easy. But there are a couple of holes in the fence, but we need to just find a good one. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out where we need to go, because we don't want to be facing Milk Hill. We want to be going out at about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Yeah. So, not sure about this, but just carry on and see what we find. See if we find a little sneaky way in. But I mean, you wouldn't want to come up here in your Fiat 500, would you? Really? Oh, the back end is slipping. We got some nice ruts here. Come on. I don't want to be stuck in a rut, because they literally steer you and you can't steer out of them. So, oh, here we go. Splodge. Slide. You've got to be so careful on these sorts of things, because you steer one way and your back wheel just gets locked in a rut, and then you're like fighting to get out of the rut. Where's it going to end? Is it going to let us in? Come on, let us in. Oh, sketchy. So there's a bird feeding thing up the end, which is somebody must be coming up here to look after the birds and feed the birds on the left. Yeah. Oh, my indicators have been on, have they? Oh shit. Come on, Come on. See what I mean? It's like skidding out now, trying to get across the ruts. It's like, wow, wow. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. It's the trouble with ruts. Once you get in a rut, you're stuck in the rut. Oh. Still stuck in the rut. My back wheel is over to the left. Jesus. Right. I'm stuck in a rut on the right now. My back wheel is stuck to the right now. Come on. Get out of it. Here we go. Out of the rut. Get out of the rut. Get out of the rut. Come on. Now keep moving. Keep moving. That's it. That's the one. Bloody hell. Oh look. Oh look. Oh look. It lets us into a field. Oh. A lot easier going through the field than it will through those ruts. Right, so where's this going to lead us? Yeah, we're heading in the right direction. That's definitely the right direction towards Devizes now. Yeah, you can see there's vehicles moving down the road. Can you see them on the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock position? So they're all heading to Devizes, so we're now pointing in the correct direction. But are we going to get anywhere? Oh, here we go. Looks like the end of a field, but is there a way? Oh, it goes a bit further. Yeah. It's starting to rain a bit more now. It's starting to come down. Oh dear. Right, it seems to come to an end, but do we go to the left? Keep going up there. Ah, there's a little fence down, or right at the end of the field there's an even easier bit. Right up in the corner, the fence is completely down. Yes, baby, come on, Em. Let's go and see if we can get through. Yes, baby. The doors are always open. Look at that. Look at that. The doors are always open. I keep telling people this, but they don't believe me. Oh. There we go. Yes, baby. See, I don't mind driving on a bit of grass on the edge of somebody's field, but I don't like going across the fields. It's a bit cheeky. If there's a sly way that we can go down the edge of a field, I'd rather take that on the grass. Got to respect the farmers a little bit, not too much, just a teeny bit. What have we got here? It becomes a track again. Oh yeah, baby. Heading towards Devizes. Pointing in the right direction. Oh yeah. Pointing in the right direction. Oh yes, thank you very much. Oh, bit slippy. Rain's catching us up now. Oh, you can see that darker cloud above us. Rain has caught us up. Bummer. That was the rain that was over Wroughton, has now made its way all the way to Avebury and beyond. So I think we probably need to clean the lens at this point. Or maybe I'll have to put the camera away. Are we gonna do it? See those trees on the right? That's the farm. The farm is down there in those trees. Not the first set of trees, the distant trees. Yeah, not these ones, the distant trees. Oh, look at that rain. Look at that rain. No. No, this is obscene. No, 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 no. You can't keep a... It's a non-waterproof camera. It's not designed to take the rain. It's not meant to take the rain. And oh shit. Now, can anybody see what the problem is now? If I keep going on that road, I'll end up in the farm. And that's where we have to say, check out part 3 to see what happens next. Because, yeah, we would have gone down to the farm. Yeah. Let's see what happens next.